What's up, YouTube? So today I'm going to be reacting to basically the workout that I did earlier today, which was a shoulders, triceps, and forearms workout. And I did a little bit of ab work. So I haven't done this format before on YouTube, like reacting to my workout before, but hey, why not, bro? I mean, sometimes I get reported for talking too much at the gym. So I feel like this is a good format for like educational purposes, and it's just something to give it a try. So let's start the video, and hopefully you learn something from this video. And I'm gonna just be showing you guys what's going on through my mind, like throughout the sets, throughout my rest periods, and why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I'm listening to something. I think I was listening to some Eminem earlier. Your boy locked in. So I did about 3 to 4 sets. If I recall, the first set was probably just a warm up of these dumbbell ladder raises. And you can see here 30s. This was my top set, 30s. Throughout any type of ladder raise, I'm trying to imagine I'm coming up with my elbows. Even though you're coming up with your hands, I'm imagining them coming up with my elbows to feel the mind muscle connection more in my side delt. When I come up, I'm trying to breathe out through my mouth. Your breath is your power. Use it to your advantage, bro. Next exercise, I asked for a spot. His name was Joshua. I remembered his name. So, okay, let's stop it there. How to do a dumbbell press safely. Let's rewind it. Okay, so you can see here, I stood up a little bit. I already yelled into it. I didn't pick the weights up from the ground. That's risking a potential back injury. I stood up a little bit so that I could already yell into the movement, and then eventually I put them onto my quads. Put them onto my quads. And here, for a second, you can tell I'm just looking at myself in the mirror. I'm thinking like, all right, let's get it, bro. Let's get it. I'm like hyping myself up, and I probably have like a hype song on right now. I bring one dumbbell up at a time. I use my quad and my leg to bring it up. I safely go into it, and now I'm into the movement. So use your legs to help you get the dumbbells up. This was my top set again. Weight-wise, I did one set with 75s, I did one set with 70s, and then I did my last set of these presses with 65s. So a lot of people like to do like 65, like they like to like progressively go up during their sets, but I like to do kind of the opposite once I'm warm, because you're gonna be the strongest when you first like are warm and not as fatigued when you first get into the movement. So I'm coming down slow, trying my best to explode up, but this is pretty heavy weight for any type of dumbbell press, so I'm even trying to pause at the bottom. So dude, that last rep was tough, I'm not gonna lie. I come down slow, I put them back onto my quads, and I know nobody's in front of the weights, and I just throw them on the ground. If there's nobody there, it's safe to slightly throw them on the ground. Like, it's okay. Same movement. I'm taking a second to rest and prepare for the set. I look at my camera to see if I'm in the frame, if it's a good angle. These bugs really getting at me today, eh? So you can see here, like, I'm not tracking how many reps I'm gonna do. I'm just going till failure. I pause at the bottom. I try to explode up. Once you start to fail, it's harder to explode up, but you still want to come down slow, and the eccentric try to be the same speed each rep. Same thing here. Look at this. I bring them back onto my quads. Oh, I re-rown, or I rewinded it a little bit too far. Just a little bit. I put them back onto my quads. So that's a safe way to bring them down, and then I try to teach you guys how to bring them up. So next up, I did some side delts. I did 3 sets of these till failure. So same as always, any type of lateral raise movement, I'm trying to just imagine I'm coming up with my elbows. I try to imagine. I try not to come up with my hands as much as possible, because if you imagine you're coming up with your hands, you're going to involve more forearm than you would like to. In any like movement where I'm having my feet on the ground, I'm pressing my feet into the ground. Any movement like this where my feet are on the ground, I'm pressing my feet into the ground. I see a lot of people doing like any type of machine press, and they'll just have their feet laying up. Like, you're getting no power from that. Use your legs. Use the bottom of your legs, or the bottom. Use your feet. Use the palms of your feet to freaking hammer them into the ground and use it as power. Use it as a force to get more reps and to lift heavier weight. After that, I moved on to rear delts. As you can see, I'm adjusting the bench and I'm adjusting whatever the lever on the handles. And then any type of rear delt movement. So I try to imagine I'm literally just using my rear delts. I try not to imagine that I'm using my forearms, that I'm using my hands, because then I would feel it more in my forearms than I would like to. I try to imagine I'm squeezing my rear delts at the top of the movement, and then I'm stretching at the bottom of the movement. And then as I start to fail on these movements, I start to do like half reps. So I'm loading the muscle in a stretch position. Once I fail, once I can't get all the way up, I try my best to just keep putting as much tension on the muscle as possible. And then you can see my head's like jammed into the pole. The next movement that I did for rear delts is these rear delt cable flies. So when I teach you how to do this, you want to think like it's similar to the other exercise that you were doing before, or that I was doing before when I was doing the rear delt flies. So to get into the movement, you want to grab the left cable with your right hand, and then you want to grab the right cable with your left hand. And then you get into the movement, and then literally think it's the same exact movement as the machine that I was just doing earlier. And then I'm imagining I'm squeezing my rear delts at the top of the movement. I'm stretching them at the bottom. Literally, the most simple thing that you can do is just try to imagine you're squeezing the targeted muscle during your sets. Just try to focus on that every single set that you do. Just try. And then during my sets, recently I've been trying to do like just explosive pull-ups. I literally just did 3 because I'm trying to get better muscle ups. So you can see I'm coming down so slow, and I'm trying to explode up as best that I can, because obviously pull-ups are going to help me with muscle ups. If I can learn how to do it, very explosive pull-ups, that'll help me. And then for triceps, I did 3 sets of these at this LA Fitness that I go to. It has this, I'm like showing the weight. So I just did a warm-up set. So it has this overhead tricep cable extension. It's great. I'm driving my feet into the ground. This is just a warm-up. Most times that I do like a new exercise during the workout, I like to warm up. I like to basically just get a feel for the exercise, so that like I'm not like overwhelmed when I actually do load the weight to a pretty heavy weight. So I'm doing 60 pounds. This was a pretty heavy weight. For this exercise, it involved a lot of my core too. I could feel my core was just like freaking tight after this. So I try to come down slow. I keep my elbows still. I try not to have my elbows out. I try to keep them in, and then squeeze at the top of the movement. Try to stretch at the bottom and breathe out through my mouth when I come up. Oh, oh. Dude, I love this exercise so much. It just makes me so happy watching this right now. You can see here I'm starting to fail. As I start to fail, I try to keep good form as much as possible, but sometimes you just have to move a little bit just to get the full rep out of it. And then I ended off or the upper body portion of my workout with forearms. So that was my warm up set, and then I maxed out. I think it was 80 pounds was the max. So I did 3 sets of these. I did the first set 20 reps, the second set 15 reps, the third set 10 reps, and I tried not to rest for that long in between so that my muscles were still like pumped up, still warm, and pretty fatigued so that I didn't have to do 30 reps each forearm set because that would have been hell. So this is one of the only forearm exercises that I do. This is one of them. You can see I did this was the 20 rep set. I'm struggling, bro. It's like a cardio session. I'm like, oh. And then so I've never tried this ab exercise. You can see here I have the straight bar. I was like, what the hell am I doing? I've never tried it. Don't be scared to try new exercises in the gym. So I switched to the rope, and I obviously was like, this is the right way to do this exercise. So, dude, for these, it's literally like a machine crunch. You literally just stretch at the top, squeeze at the bottom, bro. And if you're loading it, if you're doing it right, which it's pretty easy to do this exercise right, you literally just squeeze your abs as best that you can. You're going to feel the burn. You are going to feel the freaking burn. I know I say you don't have to train abs, but they do help. They do help make the muscle more defined. They do help it pop out more when you flex it, when you have a shirt off. They help it just appear more. And sometimes it's kind of fun to just train them. Sometimes you like to enjoy the pain. So I did 3 sets of these till failure. I wasn't loading it that heavy. It was probably around 50 pounds. This was just my first time getting a feel for the exercise. I'm definitely going to start doing this exercise more in the future because it was tough. And I actually did like it a lot. Okay. And then I checked the pump. Hey, check out the pump. So I'm doing a little cut right now. I don't track calories, but I've been eating less portion sizes of food. I've been eating less carbs, and I've been eating less dairy and crackers. So I fully cut out crackers out of my diet for the past like 2 days. But for the past week or so, I've just been slowly eating less per day. And this is my physique, bro. The lighting in here, it was all right. It's not the best lighting in the world. It's just bright lighting. So this is like a pretty natural lighting and a pretty based video of my physique. Like you can see the abs are already starting to pop, and like the striations on like my muscles, like my shoulders are starting to appear more. It's funny, like when you get leaner, your muscles look bigger just because the striations pop out more, but you might not actually even be that much bigger. So my body fat is 10 to 12-ish, I would assume. And then after I just I shot a few hoops. I decided I wanted to. So I think I made 5 or 6 in a row. So maybe you can comment down in the chat how many I made. I don't know, but I was on a roll here. This was after my shoulder workout too, bro. My shoulder muscles were pumped up, and then I loosened them up a little bit, and I started hitting my threes, man. And then it's like, as a hooper, you're like, all right, one more shot, then I'm done. And I was like, nah, the camera's on. I got to keep going. I got to. I just went until I missed. But hey, if you enjoyed, if this gave you value, if this workout helped you, if this video helped you learn anything about feeling the mind muscle connection in your sets, like knowing what to do when you get into the gym, having a plan when you get into the gym, knowing a few exercises you should do to work out like some shoulders, abs, upper body, whatever, go drop a like, a subscribe button, whatever. Until next time, y'all, peace out. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope y'all have a blessed day and a blessed workout today. Peace out, y'all.